I'm Ivana, and today we're going to be discussing Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. Here's Sayra. Here's Bianca. Here I have Verencice. The setting is 1941 in Lorain, Ohio, right after the Great Depression. The book is about a girl named Peccola who gets raped by her father and then later becomes pregnant. Her friends Claudia McTeer and Frida McTeer plant a marigold seed each season to help the birth of a baby. I think the setting impacted the story.
I think the setting impacted the story because they were unemployed and poor, and due to the Great Depression, even then in 1941, there was still a lot of racism.
Who are the main characters in the story? How do they act?
Peccola Breedlove is the protagonist in the story. Her family is poor, her dad is a drunk, her mom is distant, and her brother Sammy constantly runs away. Both of her parents beat her, and she wishes she had pretty blue eyes to see the world differently. Only her life takes a turn for the worse. Claudia McTeer is the narrator in the story. She tells the story by seasons. Peccola had lived with her because her dad, Charlie, burned down their house. Claudia saw how Peccola was being bullied, and she wanted to try and help.
There are actually two major conflicts in the book. So the first one is that we find out that nobody likes Peccola except Claudia. And this is actually never referred to as often as it should be for us to get our answer. And since it isn't resolved, this leads to problem number 2, which is when Choli, Peccola's father, ends up raping Peccola. And here the whole town finds out, and they think it's all Peccola's fault that she couldn't stop it. So now they think that she's nasty and she's worthless. And this leads to Claudia being the only one who likes Peccola.
Was there any literary techniques in the book? Any motifs, symbols, etc.?
Yes, motifs in the story as seasons, while blue eyes and marigolds were important symbols. The story isn't told by chapters. It's told by seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. For instance, the story starts off the fall before Peccola became pregnant, and it ends in the summer when Peccola goes crazy. Blue eyes are an important part in the story. Peccola longs for pretty blue eyes that the white girls have. She feels that in order to have friends and be popular, she has to have sparkling eyes. Throughout the story, there were many references to them, signifying how important they were to Peccola.
Another motif was the marigold. After Claudia found out Peccola was pregnant, her and her sister Frida planted marigold seeds. They explained when the marigolds bloomed, the baby would be born healthy. In the story, after each season, Claudia realized no marigolds were bloomed, she gave up.
If there was any themes in the book, what were they, if more?
We discovered that there were 2 themes in the book, which were appearance and race. So Peccola always wanted to have blue eyes since she wanted to see the world in a different way than she already did. And most people thought she was an ugly girl because she was colored, and she had a wide nose, a huge forehead, and thin lips. So she always thought that the colored people were very ugly compared to a doll she once had, which was a pure white person with blue eyes.
What social issues are explored in the book? Are they connected to a particular time era?
Well, segregation is definitely a social issue in the book. It was, after all, after the Great Depression. It was also at the birth of the Civil Rights Movement. A universal truth was, and still is, racism. African Americans were like aliens in that time period.
Now we're going to discuss why The Bluest Eye was banned at some point in history. The book was banned in 2006 by the Little Leon Curriculum and Library Services after complaints about the way sex and rape were depicted in the novel. It was challenged 7 times for all of the sexually explicit material. Parents kept complaining, and it had only been banned once. That's what leads us to our next question. Do you agree with the rationality of why this book has been challenged and banned so many times?
Actually, our whole group decided that we don't agree because we feel the need to have people know that colored lives were very difficult in the 1940s.
Also, it teaches students about segregation, the hardships of not only being an African American, but the hardships of life.
Okay, well, that wraps up the end of this program. Be sure to check out Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. I'm Ivana, along with Sayra, Verencice, and Bianca. Until next time.